Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. It's weekly recap time. God, am I so far behind on these? I apologize for the people that like these. For being so far behind, I'm not trying to hide any bad weeks. That's not my style. The week we're fixing to go over right here is a one-load backhaul week. So you can imagine what that week looks like. But, you know, I could easily skip this week and go on to a good one because the good ones typically get more views and more watch time. But that's not what I do them for. I do them to help people because the reason I started doing these, if y'all don't know, is because I think back to when I've wanted to become an owner-operator. You know, this was like 2008, 2009. There was not a whole lot of good information out there as far as YouTube and things like that I could find. A lot of it was just misinformation. A lot of it was trucker forums where people would start off talking about trucking, then trail off into, you know, whatever, politics, religion, things, you know, shouldn't be discussed on trucker forums, honestly. So this is a one-load backhaul week. It's not a great week. We're going to go over it anyway. I'm going to show you a few things I'll go ahead and talk about. I was trying to get home after this load. So anytime you're trying to get home, you're gonna play that let's get home game. You know, it's like if you're in an area and you're trying to get to another area, you're gonna have to take what's available. You don't get the pick of everything in the area. So this load got me within about an hour of the house, and that's the main reason I took this load. Now this is a backhaul for me. This is North Carolina back to southern part of Minnesota. The load I took down came right out of this area back down. Or came right out of this area I delivered to on this backhaul. So my you know, head haul going out paid really well, almost a $6,000 load. So if you put these two loads together and make a week of it, it's a pretty good week. You know, it's like 8,500, probably somewhere in that ballpark. But you know, that other load counted on the other week. So you know, I do them. Here's how I do them. When I leave the house, I do 7 days from when I leave the house. That's a week. You know, like if I leave out on a Tuesday, the next Tuesday's the cutoff. And I'm leased to an 80-20 split carrier. It's a small carrier. I don't talk about the carrier, nothing to gain there. If you know, want to be leased onto an 80-20 split carrier, they're out there. Do some research. Ask around, you'll find them. They need good drivers. If you're a good driver with a truck, they'll be looking for you. So that's it. You know, so you know, that gives you an idea of what this week is right here. You know, this isn't like, you know, what every week looks like, you know. But it speaks for itself. It's a backhaul, one load backhaul. Now, when I got to the house, you know, I started my week on this load. And when I got to the house, I took 4 days off. So that, you know, week done. Nothing more done that week. So, you know, if you're in the owner-operator game and you're trying to get home and then you're going to stay home for half a week, don't expect big money. It's just not there. I hear some people say, I want to be an owner-operator so I can take more time off. You can take more time off if that is your goal. You may not make more money than a company driver that works a lot, though. Just be known. Like, yeah, you can pick your schedule, you can be home more, but, you know, your bank account may suffer for it. Now, if that's one of those swings where you're like, I'll make a little less, but I want to be home more, owner-operator might be the way to go on that aspect of it. But with no further ado, let's get to these numbers. Like I said, North Carolina to Minnesota, 37 deadhead miles to go pick this load up. 1335 on the loaded. I came back up through North Carolina, up through Virginia, West Virginia, and then I cut over Ohio, and then cut over from Ohio. I got up on 70, took 70 over to Indianapolis, and then went up to southern Minnesota through Illinois, Iowa, that way. You know, up through like, you know, 80, 380, all that. 74 to 80, you know. But anyway, went that way. So, not a bad load. 22 degrees continuous. It was a load of chicken, bulk boxes of chicken. All those things make a mess of a trailer if you don't know. If you do reefer and you haul bulk chicken, you'll soon find out. that trailer's going to need a good washing when you're done. So 22 degrees continuous, we ran that load. Anytime, you know, I got fresh meat on, I like to run it continuous because I'm not sure what they load that at. You know, they don't always load that at the proper temperature. This place seemed to load it pretty good. The reefer, as soon as they loaded it, I closed the doors. We were down at 22, you know, maybe 23, 24, somewhere in there. We were pretty spot on. And you'll know because when you close your doors, and after it's been closed for about an hour, you go check your temperature and it's set at 22 and the temperature says 30, you know they loaded that at about 30 degrees. Because a reefer trailer is not meant to cool, it's meant to maintain temperature. It has a hard time bringing temperature down. It's really good at just maintaining it. So this one was loaded pretty good. Temperature didn't have to be brought down much. 41,000 pounds of bulk chicken come on. Heavy load. Heavy load. Loved pulling that weight up through North Carolina, Virginia. Boy, that's a good pull there coming up out of North Carolina on 77, I think it is. You know, 74, like US 52, I think it is, something like that. You go up through there, you hit 77, and I mean, as soon as you hit the state line, it's like a 7 or 8 mile pull. It's a pretty good pull up through there. But 41,000 pounds, little Betty White got it done. You know, everybody hates on my high gear ratio and my low horsepower, but you know, we get up them mountains. We may have to drop an extra gear, but we get up them. This load paid $2,600. Now I've done these loads before, and these loads typically pay like $2,400, $2,500. So I felt like a 26 was a good rate on it. You know, I've hauled these exact loads before for like $2,400. So I feel like the rates were up on it pretty good. You know, it's bulk chicken coming out of the south back to Minnesota, so the rate's going to suffer a little bit. $2,600 to the carrier. Now that 80-20 split, that leaves me $2,080 to the truck. That's my 80% of the gross. So $2,080 to the truck. That is $1.90 a mile, all miles, $1.90 all miles. For you guys that are recent new owner operators, you might be saying, Cash, why are you hauling that cheap freight? You know, that's a realistic number on chicken out of the south. For me, it is. I thought I was doing pretty good. I don't know. To the truck, that's $1.52. You know, like I say, to me, trucking's all about averages. $1.52 to the truck's pretty rough, you know. But going down, you know, I'm doing almost double that, so almost $3 a mile to the truck going down. So it all averages out, you know, it all averages out pretty good. But loaded mile, $1.95 loaded mile. Only reason I talk about loaded miles is because you know, I want you to see what the market's doing. But in reality, as a trucker, we need to be going on all miles, because deadhead still uses fuel, it still burns your clock, it still needs maintenance done for the miles you run. You're still wearing tires down. Like, deadhead's a real thing. It's a fact. So there you go. There's the breakdown. $1.90 all miles. Let's get to some expenses. Now, when I talk expenses, these are things I bought during the trip. I may use more fuel, I may use less fuel, but this is what I bought during the trip. That's the best way to factor it up for me. About $402 worth of diesel, about $25 worth of reefer fuel, about $27 in DEF, and I paid $33 in tolls for the pleasure of the West Virginia Turnpike, and I scaled that big heavy boy for $13, which is a nice round number, comes out to $500 variable cost. I like when it hits round numbers. That's always good. I don't know for what reason, but I like it. I like round numbers. And that is going to be, so what we do is we bring over right here, I'll put the $2,080, the 80% gross that I get to keep to the truck, and we subtract the $500 in variable cost, and that leaves me $1,580 to do what I've got to do with. if every week was like that, I'd find me a good company to work for. I'm not one of these guys that has to be an owner operator. I'm for whatever makes me more money is what I'm for. But there it is, guys. 2,080 minus 500, 1,580. If you like the video and you think you might want to see more of these, do me a favor. Think about subscribing to the channel. Hit the thumbs up if you made it this far for me, please. And, check out that description down there. I got mud flap. If you want to be an owner-operator, you're thinking about being an owner-operator, you buy your own fuel, sign it with mud flap. No credit card. No credit check. No fleet card needed. Sign up with your personal bank account, your credit card. I recommend credit card. That way you get cash back. Check out my other channel down there, Trucking with Diabetes. I do have type 2 diabetes, and I like to talk about it over there on that channel. And what else? Got Twitter down there. Check out my Twitter. I post a little here and there, and nothing major. But, that's it, guys. I appreciate everybody watching the video. Sorry it's taken me so long to get to this weekly recap. It's such a tremendous week. I just had to share it. But we'll get back on track. I'll probably try to do a few of these a little bit, tight space. That way I can get caught up on them, because it's so much easier to do it when I'm caught up. Because like all of this information right here, I had to go back and like do research because I forgot to write down how much fuel I had bought for this trip. So I had to go back and look that up. And it's just a pain to do it after the fact. It's been like 3 weeks since I ran this trip, 4 weeks maybe. It's not right up here. I had to go back and look it all up. But anyway, take care of each other out there, and have a good day. Later.